Hello and welcome to the T3 Handicapping YouTube page. I'm Chris from T3 Handicapping, and I'm here to bring you a show about the Saturday card from Mahoning Valley. There is both a Pick 4 and Pick 5 carryover that we're going to try and help you take down on Saturday, December the 18th. If you're a returning member to the channel, welcome back. If you're new, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get into Mahoning Valley on Saturday. So before we jump into that, just a few reminders. You can always find our stuff at t3handicapping.weebly.com. If you haven't played with us before, you do get 1 day in our members portal for free. Tomorrow's a great day. There are 6 tracks up and running, so you get access to 6 tracks basically free of charge. So feel free to take advantage of that. Sign up for the 1 day pass, and then after that, it's just $10. Gets you 30 days. We'll have for sure at least a couple weekends where we have 6 tracks going Friday, Saturday, and probably 4 or 5 on Sunday. So right there, you're already getting a huge bang for your buck compared to a lot of other products on the market. So just $10 for 30 days after your 1 day free trial in the portal. Other ways you can find our picks are YouTube, obviously right here. Like and subscribe to get information about all upcoming videos. You can find us on Facebook, T3 Handicapping Horse Racing. We will post a lot of exclusive content within our Facebook group, so that's a great place to go to get access to free cards every once in a while, and to get exclusive video offers and things like that as well. And then finally, we have Twitter at HandicappingT3. That one is a little bit more of a real-time kind of status update on how things are going, big changes, things like that. So lots of different ways to connect with us. And again, if you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're a returner, thank you for your continued support of T3 Handicapping. So we had kind of a crazy day. It was extremely profitable for us on Wednesday, which was the last day that Mahoning Valley was running. But they had some weird, goofy sort of outcomes that led to a carryover. Now, we actually had all of the winners in the late pick 5 on our sheet, but some of them were deeper down the ticket, and so we just weren't able to play them, though we did connect through some doubles on those. So that led to a carryover on Saturday, and it's our goal to help you take that down. So we're going to kind of just go through our selections and how we would play that pick sequence. So up here you can see we've got the Mahoning Valley pick sheet, and if you were to jump into our portal tomorrow, you would have access to not only that, but also individual race breakdowns, which can be a great tool to really helping you to identify and understand who you want to play. So here you can see not just that Rack Daddy is rated as the top horse in the first race. You can see over on our T3 grid all of the reasons why we have that horse listed as number 1. So it's the top speed horse, top stamina horse. But then here you can also see comparatively what the advantage is. And I really especially love to look in this pace category. This looks like it's going to be a pretty hotly contested pace because we have a lot of horses that can run within a couple of points of each other. So you really get a chance to not only see who we like, but also sort of how close other horses were. And you'll see a horse like, for example, the number 5, who only rates out as the top horse in one category, or the 1 is maybe even a better example. The 1 doesn't rate out first in a single category, but because it's comparatively pretty good in every category, it actually comes out to be our 3rd ranked horse on our metrics. So that's just something that you get for jumping into the portal. But we're not here to talk about race 1. We're here to talk about that late pick 4 and late pick 5. And I got to be honest with you, going through it, I thought it was an extremely challenging sequence. But I think it's one where if you can refine a couple opinions and really lock into a few horses, you should be able to make a really big score on this. Coming in, our pick 5 has a carryover pool of just over $3,700, and our pick 4 pool has a carryover of about $4,600. Those aren't but a drop in the puddle at Aqueduct, but at Mahoning Valley, those are significant numbers, and I would imagine will bring a lot of new money into the pools as well. So we're just going to kind of run through these here and go over the races and talk about sort of where I landed. So You can see off to the side here, this is sort of like me going through and just handicapping the race on my own, and this is what my T3 numbers spit out. So here, the numbers like the 3, 1, and 7, which you can see I liked as well. And then I also like the 2, 4. They had the 2, or I should say T3. The algorithm spit out the 2 way down the ticket. So I think what I'm going to do in this situation, our formulas are hitting at about 80% in the top 4 at Mahoning Valley. So I think I'm just going to take this one and I'm just going to follow what I have, the 317 on top, and then I'm going to take the 2 and put it on a B line. So we'll put A's here and B's there. Okay. When I'm putting together these tickets, I'm going to do all A's, and I'll also do an A with probably in the pick 5, I'll probably use 2 B's, and in the pick 4, I'll probably use 1. So that's kind of how I see that first race going off. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. This next race is brutal, and I wish it was the first of the pick 5, to be honest, so that we could just get rid of it and not have to deal with it in the pick 4. You can see here I have Little Who at 15-1 rated out as the top horse. Now this is why I think it's always important to not just blindly use our picks, but to also go back and do some of your own handicapping. Our numbers are data driven. Little Who has more data than any other horse in the race. That's why this horse ended up here. But ultimately, I think this race is wide open. As I went through, I literally thought you could use the 2, 6, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5. I basically had everybody. I think the 8 is the only horse that I left off that ticket, and I really think this is a race you need to spread. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kind of just use all of these horses. I know our top 4 horses on the T3 system tend to work really well, so I'm just going to stick with that for now. I'm going to go with 5, 6, 1, 3 as my A horses, but you can see I've still got a number of other ones, so that means I need to use the 2 on the B line. I got to be honest with you, I actually really like the 2. So when I go to actually play my ticket, I may end up moving that one up because I really do think that one's got a shot to pull the upset here. I need to get the 4 on my ticket. So now I've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I've got it there. Honestly, if you have the budget to just hit the all button in this race, that's probably what I would do. And it kind of stinks because it's going to kick off the pick 4, and it's also going to be the second leg of the pick 5. What I will say is before you're putting in your pick 5 tickets and your pick 4 tickets, pay attention to the double probables. What is the double going to will pay into these horses, and see if you can get any signal about who is going to be taking money, who is maybe ready for a big performance. In this next race, for me, it's pretty straightforward. I like the 1, and then the 5, 4, and 6. Now, because I want to go really deep in leg number 2 of our pick 5, I'm going to be all through the day of the gray. If that one wins, I'm going to be fine. If that one loses, I will probably not hit either of these picks. I have to create separation somewhere. I'm going to take a stand there. I've got reason to take a stand there. That's what I'm going to go with and hope that I'm right. The next race was another super challenging one. But again, I'm going to kind of take a hybrid. We both had both my T3 algorithm as well as just my personal handicapping had the 1, 10, 11, and 8. And honestly, I think I'm just going to kind of go with that. I also like the 7, 5. And I could put them in there, but I don't know if that's going to end up even making any sense budget-wise. This last race is, again, another ridiculously challenging one, and put me in the camp that says I would not be surprised if this carries over into Monday as well, just because I think it's really hard to get a gauge when you have 2 maiden races in here. I'm not really fond of the way this late pick 5 is constructed, and really the late pick 4 for that matter. So T3 numbers spit out the 9, the 5, and the 2 as our top selections. I liked 7, 9. And the reason for that is pretty simple. Now, I know why the 2 ended up here. The 2 ended up here because if you look at the 2 speed figures, there is nobody else that compares really to the last speed figure that the 2 put up. Okay, that horse looks the best on paper. But this trainer, that was on debut. This horse may be the most talented debut runner in the field. However, this trainer has no idea on how to get a second time starter ready. This trainer is 0 for 30 when going to the second start. I don't want to take an almost even money favorite on a horse when the trainer is that inept at that. That's not even like that's historically bad. You have to try to miss 30 consecutive times with second time starters. That tells me there's an error in the way this person trains, and I don't care how much better the horse is, I'm going to bury it on my ticket. I I don't want to get beat by the horse because, like I said, on numbers, this horse is the most talented, but I'm also not convinced this is an A level horse. So I'm going to make a slight modification because the numbers don't look great on this number 7. If you go back and look at the number 7's line, the running line is going to look terrible. Okay, the horse just really didn't fire at all. Basically, sort of ran evenly throughout the race. Didn't do much of anything. However, the horse went off at basically this level at close to 9-2. I think it was like 4.4 to 1 or something like that. But really well bet on debut. This trainer is 25% over a pretty decent sample size when it comes to second time starters. That's a horse I want on my A line, even though it's not in the top 4. But again, because we're in a maiden race, I'm not surprised that I'm looking outside of my top 4 here. So I'm going to go. I'm going to use the 5 because they like the 5. I like the 5. So we're going to go here with 9, 5, and we're going to change this one to 7. And then I like the 6. The 6 is not as popular there. So maybe just to make sure I get through, maybe I would take the 2. I would think about maybe using the 6 as well, and maybe even the 4. But I don't think I can because of how pricey this ticket's going to get. So when I go through, my primary ticket here is going to look like this. I'm going to be going in the pick 5, a 3, 1, 7 with 5, 6, 1, 3 with 1, with 1, 10, 11 with 9, 5, and 7. Okay, so in the end, I've got 12, I've got 36. Let's see, 36, and if I do that times 1.5, what is that, 15, 18, and then I get a 0. So like a $54 A ticket, and typically I like to spend around $100 on a pick 5 ticket. The only reason though that I would say I probably won't do that in this situation is I'm going to want to wheel back with a pick 4, because there's also a big carryover there, and in fact there may end up being more money in that pick 4 pool than there is in the pick 5. So that's something I'm going to keep my eye on. I've got a $54 A ticket. I may play straight A's in the pick 5, and that can be a little kamikaze, but knowing that I have equal or greater value in the pick 4 pool, I'm not as concerned with that, because I know that if I'm alive in the pick 5, then I think you can come through and you can say, okay, where am I worried about my opinions? I can tell you right now in my pick 4, I'm going to want to go big here, and I'm going to want to go bigger here. I think I will probably just have A opinions in race 4, 6, and 7, and then I'll be looking to expand these opinions in race 5 and 8 to really suit my needs and to make sure that I'm in a position to hopefully cash a ticket. So I think it's a super challenging sequence tomorrow from Mahoning Valley, but you do have the grace of some dead money already in the pool. I think there's going to be a lot of people dipping in. They'll be playing Aqueduct or one of the other tracks we have going, Gulfstream, Tampa, Oaklawn. There's a lot of action going on. People will see the carryover. They'll want to jump in and throw in a ticket. I don't think people are going to pay as much attention to how to handicap Mahoning. And I would watch races 1, 2, and 3 and see how the track is playing, because Mahoning can get very, I don't want to say biasy, but it can get very profile heavy for a card. Um, so make sure that you're paying attention to that. And I think if you do, I think you're going to have an edge over the guys that just kind of throw money into the pot to say, I'm going to take a stab and see if I can catch a little carryover action. So that's what we got in Mahoning Valley. If you want to use your free pass tomorrow, go to our website, t3handicapping.weebly.com. Buy the 1 day pass. You don't even have to buy it, it's free. But we'll give you access to the portal. You'll get access to Aqueduct, Fairgrounds, Gulfstream Park, Mahoning Valley, Oaklawn, and Tampa Bay, all for Saturday. You can wheel back on Sunday. We've got 4 tracks running there. Start your 30-day membership. Be covered all the way through the Pegasus World Cup. Well, maybe you won't quite get that far yet, but you can always start your monthly membership there, and you're off and running. So if you are a customer already of T3 Handicapping, thank you for tuning in, and we wish you the best of luck. If you're a new customer, we hope that you will get on the T3 journey and cash some tickets. So to all of you, good luck and cash those tickets.